What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Showtime is the Blazer King with King's Critiques, and I think this is the last binge recording I'll be doing today of this, unfortunately. But hey, it is kind of getting late, regrettably, and the rendering for What Now Right from a couple of weeks ago is almost finished, so, well, I say almost finished, but the bar isn't really budged, but hey, it should be finished by the time I'm done with this. Anywho, that being said, let's get to our usual caveats of number one. Anyway, continuing on would be the number one. If you have any sort of comment in mind about something to do with the show, the episode, what I say or do, or whatever it might be, please, it is always encouraged to drop whatever is in your head down below, because it's good for the algorithm, free to do, and helpful to the channel. As is always appreciated for those reasons, to at the very least, let things run through, let me get the watch time, hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. That being said, let's get into it. Also, real quick, I will say though, after that little glimpse at the end of last episode about the flashback we got with her, crazy to consider that Tori didn't remember meeting her beforehand. Unless that was just like a little side bit for our personal pleasure. But also, I feel like it could be taken as canon based on how it was framed. Why is she dressed like it's, well, as the background says, winter, even though it's still summer? Because Suzuka just mentioned Golden Week passing, which means it's still like July, maybe even August if it passed. No, she's never mind. Okay. That's literally like the animal logic where they're looking into a mirror and then they attack it because they think it's another animal. Except for instead of thinking it's another thing, she sees the lack of a stupid person, to which she gets it now. Listen, I'm going to say this right now since it's on topic. If you're dressing based on the opposite weather condition than it is, you're not going to be a delinquent. You're an idiot, as she originally stated. Because listen, I see people that dress for the cold in the warmth, and it confuses the shit out of me. Just like I see, I'm not going to say people, I'm going to say women, dressing for the warm as if it were cold. And I'm going to say women specifically, or retuning to feminine types. Because you see people wearing fucking short skirt, or actually, yes, also. But I was trying to say short shorts, and yeah, also the skirts and leggings when it's like 20 degrees out. And honestly, I just look at those people like, what the fuck are you doing? But in a similar light, I look at people that are dressing from head to toe in either black or like hoodies or parkas or something like that in the summer when it's like 80. Both sides of the equation are fucking insane. But at least on the one side, they can remove those clothes if they do get too hot. On the other side, if you leave the house looking like that, you're gonna get cold, and if at the very least your nipples fall off, that's a you problem. And nipples is like the most gender equal thing I could say that might fall off in those cases. But like, bruh. Also, at the very least, any like fat that might be in the bad places, she's definitely sweating off. So what kind of stupid outfit is she going to have on this time? Basically the same thing. But, like, slightly less because of the head shit. Yeah, how... Please tell me she doesn't, like, have something cold inside of her warm clothing to try and even it out. Because that's not how that works. Yep, that's exactly what I thought she did. Well, it was working to a point. And now it basically looks like she's dry drowning. Oh no. Okay, now she actually kind of looks like she belongs in the ring or something. Oh, she's asking for a towel. I'll be honest, I thought she was like speaking in broken sentences again, and I was trying to figure out what she was trying to say, which I was kind of correct to do, but it wasn't two different words, it was one word. Honestly, the look with her hair like that, though, kind of cute. I'm sorry. How bad could it be, though, right? What the fuck did she put in there this time? I have two questions. One, why are they using Rue for this example instead of Yuu herself? Did the artist just think that Rue had the nicer butt? Anyway. Two, do they actually make shit like those? Because, like, that'd actually be very good to have during the summer. Because I know there was those things that was flashing red behind me for a few episodes last week, or 2 weeks ago. And I do apologize about that again, by the way. And, like, those are fans you can wear around your neck, but did those things like that exist? Because this is not going to go well. Like I said, this is not going to go well. I love how she just takes so much joy in recording her friend's misery. Is this what jealousy does to people? Because now I kind of understand why she does the shit she does half the time. Is she going to send that to Atori, I wonder? Because that would be the ultimate devastation. Oh, no. She actually had 3 of those kinds of jackets on. 6, actually, because she said she was going to reduce it to 3. She already said she did 6. I forgot for 2 seconds. Might be. Regardless. What the fuck? Right? Which, hey, it might work. Usually the bigger the chest, the more attractive people are. Wait. Well, actually, no, that's actually technically not wrong, because, like, people that are interested in feminine types more often than not are into bigger chests, and also more often than not, people that are into the masculine types are into, well, bigger chests, but by that I mean, like, the pectorals. Or pectorals. And, okay, maybe a little bit more than that, because, listen, I'm also well akin to the fact that a lot of people are weirdly interested in certain types of man boobs. Like, whether it comes from pecs or, like, the kind I actually have. To which, in my case, you know, I hear a high opinion about they're great for cuddling. Unfortunately, women also don't like men that look like this. But on the other side, you know, there's the muscular kind of man boobs, which are more appreciated. You're saying it's so cold when it's like 80 out, by the way. Yeah, she's like zooming. Where's she going? Wait, even on the racetrack? Damn, bitch can run. Honestly, the fact you followed her that far is impressive, considering you have all that extra weight from those jackets on you. Atori just came back on her eventually. Wait, pause, hold up. Wait, who said that? Is she doing the exact same thing as you? Did she find those other 3 that you tossed off and went, huh? Panic mode. Is she actually doing the same thing? I'm not going to go over the same topic I went over in Watanabe a couple of weeks ago, and very well might go over last week. I don't know, I haven't recorded that yet. Like I said, I've been recording these, I can't tell if I'm wearing the same shirt. But I will bring up again, what is there to be self-conscious about when you're hot? That is where I'll leave that. Because, like, unless you self-harm and your upper arms are your target, or your stomach is your target, you know. Matter of fact, I will add on to that of, well, hot people don't need to be self-conscious. The people who aren't need to stop loving themselves so much. Because that's... I'm not going to delve too much into this topic. But listen. There's the love yourself topic. That's great. There's the blah, 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 and blah, blah. And then there's the think of the children at the least. Because, like... what's the best way to remember this? Do y'all remember the movie Norbit? Do y'all remember the female role that Eddie Murphy played as his own girlfriend in Norbit? You wouldn't want to see somebody that is that size wearing clothing that is say, for instance, that small, or anything that somebody like that might be wearing, you know what kind of person I'm talking about. There's been a lot of controversy about it that really is unnecessary and is kind of the thing I'm talking about here. It's just nightmare fuels. Even for adults, it's kind of nightmare fuel, really, to see more than something that should be packed into some type of clothing exposed like that. Those are the people that should be self-conscious. And again, love yourself. Cool, awesome. People tell me that all the time. I hate myself very clearly. I'm a terrible person. I'm hideous. And apparently I don't make good enough content for my life lessons to be pushed out to the public. I'm not taking this as a life lesson, by the way. This is just like me genuinely saying that some people need to look at themselves in the mirror before they leave. Because, like, I don't know, you can have your traditional skank ass attire that's worn by somebody that at least looks decent on, even though it's skank ass attire. And then there's that same type of clothing on somebody that looks like it's 2 to 4 of that type of person in one. Like, I'm not saying that large people don't deserve to look cute, but I am saying that there needs to be a point. I apologize if I offended people to an extent, but again, you don't want people to look at a kid to see somebody like that as a child and then see somebody like that, or well, somebody with a figure like that, something with a figure like that in like a movie, a horror movie specifically, and then compare the two later in life. Or for instance, like what Honey Boo Boo's mother used to look like. Cause as I remember, she was a larger woman as well. And I do admit she did lose a lot of weight. Good for her. She still ain't the best looking person. Like, for whatever reason. Like, I'm not gonna apologize for that one. She just is not a good looking woman. She did lose a lot of weight. Again, applause. But, yeah, somebody like what the size she used to be, larger. Basically, if you could be the star of my 500-pound life. Sorry, I know I kind of took a complete derailment with my thought process because of what she said. But honestly, again, it's just confusing. Like, there's attractive people who are self-conscious about unnecessary things, and then there's just the most unattractive people that don't have any sort of repercussion about shit. Like, I'm bad. I don't want to wear my flip flops when I'm in public for an extended periods of time if I can help it. Like, if I'm going to Denny's or something at 10, 11 at night, that's one thing. But if I'm going to like a good restaurant early in the day, I want to like wear my flip flops and have people even be able to look at my ugly ass feet. Because, well, I'm not like heavy into the whole self esteem thing. I at least don't want to scare other people. If I could wear fucking better pants so my cracks stop showing, I would. But unfortunately, my hips are kind of shaped weird. Anyway, all that being said now there, I don't know if I'll include that whole bit in the shorter version, but we'll see. Regardless, though, we're getting back into the episode because lesbians. Meanwhile, this is a glorious moment for you. Pause. You what? Double pause. Gifting you with some more? Okay, but like, this is why I trek back to the attractive people have very little to be self-conscious about. Like, you're justified in whatever your crazy mindset considers, but also, oh no, some of her sweat splashed on her face. Well, Yuu is about to die again. Well, at least she acknowledged it. But again, we come back to the simp comment. Hey, you know, if you mention that you have some fans in your jacket, she might want to embrace you and get some of that cold. Okay, well, that's not quite where I thought that thought process was going, but WU? See, now she can not only burn the image of Atori into her mind, but she also gets to help out. There's a cue. Pause. Honestly, I was expecting a little bit more from a beach cutaway, but low flying plane. Pause. If this is a new year of school, does that mean that Mizu is officially in their class? Literally, neither of them noticed. Guys, come on, you spent a day together, basically. Or are they both gonna snap to it now and realize? Oh, Suzu noticed. It is. Who genuinely don't blame me for this one. Cuter than before. Also, by the way, that means my age assessment was like slightly off, I think. Maybe? Actually, it's kind of hard to tell. I have a summer birthday, so my like age thought process, and that's considering American schools, is kind of off considering equaling grades. So like, it probably would be at least 15, maybe even 16 that she is currently because her entering her freshman year. I don't know how it works in Asia for school and grading and all that, so I don't know. I know you can enter your freshman year of high school as a 14-year-old if you're like me and have a summer birthday. I think that's how old I was. That's so long since I was in school. I don't fucking remember. I think it was 14. How do you forget about your future sister-in-law? She legitimately forgot about the bitch's existence. Actually, by the way, is she forgetting about the possibility of like parental units and other family, even if she wants to pretend the sister doesn't exist? Because she said no one in the world has that name otherwise. Bitch, you know she has family otherwise, right? I mean, that's not wrong, really. Honestly, yeah, you gotta respect it. Like, just full transparency and honesty of, yeah, that bitch over there, the one with the glasses, fuck her. I hate her. She's annoying. She's just keeps rambling on about all these things. Meanwhile, she can actually hear her from just 2 seats over. I'm sorry, 4 seats over. Five seats over. Yeah, that sounds about right. Hold. I'm gonna let this run and we're gonna play Find Luigi, but instead of Luigi, it's Suzu. Now tell me, how many times did you count Suzu in that image? Yeah, and the only one you can even consider remembering is your best friend and potential love interest if that was a real flashback at the end of the other episode. See, that's at least the fun part about how glasses work with some people, is like, a lot of the times it doesn't make a difference. Some of the time, though, it's a big improvement. And, by the by, I really wish I could kick my younger self's ass, for the record, for many, many reasons. Primarily for being a hypocrite. Because back when I was younger, I told one of my friends I didn't think his sister was as cute as she could be because she was wearing glasses. And now I think it's improvement. Then again, I also have developed into a man of culture. So, Ronnie, you're your sister out there? Sorry, bro. She kind of reminds me of Elma. Actually, no, not Elma. Konoha. Yeah, she kind of reminds me of Konoha here, but like, not as violent. I dig it. W. Isn't that just like a subset of Giaru though? So I guess that was kind of like more of a dark pink. Well, yeah, probably because she's going to spy on her sister or something. By her reactions, probably. You knows. They're like-minded like that. I just like it. Brutally honest yet again. I'm just gonna go ask her directly. Do you think... Actually, she might be completely honest. Anger, jealousy, envy, and like-mindedness can do that. Based on your reaction, she's probably right. Again, like-mindedness. Just as she thought. Okay. Isn't that a little hypocritical, by the way, you? Like, weren't you guys stalking the two of them at the amusement park? Don't you go do the same thing as she does, which makes you also a stalker? It seems a little hypocritical. Like, I don't denounce that I might be hypocritical in a couple of things I've probably said over time. Like I actually just said a few moments ago about the glasses thing. But like, A, at school, B, you're the little sister, and C, well, just, yeah, you're there's the C I was looking for. And she's so happy about it. Oh, this happy gun. I love the onomatopoeia of it, though. Just, I won't talk to you either. Bird watching prep. Uh-huh. Are you sure you don't mean Atori watching? So, yes, basically. As if either of you are surprised. And as I thought, it is Atori watching. Meanwhile, she makes that comment, and then Yu's just like, speaking of... Okay, I will admit, though, for whichever one of them got that, they have a good point. Hearing the siren in the background is just wonderful, all things considering. It's even worse that they both realize that they're just two peas in a pod. Openly admitting to stalking, by the way. I kind of believe that, too. Are they about to trade them like trading cards? No, instead of fighting, I was honestly just expecting them to, like, unify in their weirdness, at least for a minute, to be like, well, how about we trade? Which, by the by, would that, well, okay, that basically wouldn't be illegal to the point of trading the pictures themselves, because none of them are weird, I hope. But the concept of how they got them is the illegal part. Because, like, I'm not going to talk about that topic per se, but what I will say is, I think if she ever saw those pictures from either of you, which, for all intents and purposes, within the next 2 minutes might happen, at least none of them were weird, right? Right? Okay, exactly what I thought would happen. Now, at the very least, she might ignore the pictures and just be happy that you two are getting along? Nope, she grabbed the photos. Oh no. I love how they're sitting on their knees like they're waiting to be scolded. And now they're just blaming each other. Now, who says that's a bad thing, though? Just saying. Because, like, that side of her could come out as also just, like, throwing the ears and collar on her sister. And that's not me saying I encourage it, but also, all these girls have their own level of freak, I swear. Did they end up with each other's pictures? They certainly did. That one on the left, though, kind of brings back to the topic about Rent-A-Girlfriend, to where it's great for eye candy. Everything else is just so mid or lower. Is now going to be the time where they actually, like, unify their resources? How would I fucking know that was going to happen eventually? Happened a little late before they got caught, but I knew that was where that was going eventually. But hey, common ground is common ground, right? Even if it's a little odd. Meanwhile, Suzu's back there like, how did this happen? What did I miss? Oh no. Huh. I think that's the second time she's haiku'd. At least. Pause. Okay, but like, I don't blame you for having that kind of reaction, to be fair. And to an even bigger point, and yes, I mean that in the way you think I do, Mizu looks like she's kind of jealous of lacking a little bit compared to Rue. Rue. Oh, we're getting an actual portion of the episode. Now, imagine if a streamer that actually got most of her attention because she's super attractive worked at a maid cafe and somebody who was her viewer found out about that. That could not end well for many reasons. And I'm not going to dive much further into that other than that thought process, but like, yeah, definitely not good for anyone who's an active streamer to be in the con business where their attractiveness is a main part of their job, because that could turn bad real fast. What the fuck did I just say? At least she's like trying to temper it before they get all like into things, but well, it's actually funny how I didn't pre-watch this. By the way, I never pre-watch anything that I live react to, or at least I try my best not to. They are so not going to listen to her at all, or at the very least, they're definitely going to spread her around in whatever sort of social media is attached to her name. Meanwhile, another annoyance of hers is back there. Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, why not? Unless Atori's working there too, and that's why she came. Which I could. Yeah, she kind of went from her job self to her real self, and just did not show a pleasant side. I could swear I've heard that somewhere before. Or is that the name that Rue gave her and she's just using it? Yeah, she did. Yeah, sure, go with that. And then she changed to her own name, actually. And Rue is defeated. I don't think that's how... You know what? Actually, I was going to say I don't think that's how that worked. But literally, we saw Marin crying about how cute Juju was in Dress Up Darling. So... And by this time this gets uploaded, that episode's like 2 or 3 weeks old. Yeah. Wow, her coworkers are just blowing her in. Oh, is you actually gonna remember her? Yeah, she just did that out loud, by the way. Like, she accepted her other nickname, and then she went back on it completely. Well, she was too obsessed with you at the time, so... I say at the time, she admitted herself to openly becoming obsessed with you after the whole incident that's been going down. And now she just took her as a customer because, well, she kept acting up because of her, so. And you fucking remember her name this time. Yeah, then Guru just realized, wait, you just called me by my real name. Well. But she's a delinquent and she doesn't like to listen to the rules. Also, I should figure out how to, like, make something like that myself really high-key, because it does always look pretty good. Like, maybe not the charred lettuce up top or whatever, but the actual egg bit does look really good. I don't think that's going to go over as easily as you think it will. Matter of fact, knowing you, she has something crazier in mind. A new A. Aren't New Ways what she thought that Atori saw? Oh, okay, never mind. That would make sense. Based on Atori's drawings from the other episode, she's just going with that to see if it can, like, be replicated or something. Well, I mean, it's close enough to the kind of thing that Atori had drawn previously. Hey, the egg still looks good, even with the evil aura around it. Granted, the drawing does look like it's crying blood, but despite that, I want eggs. Also, pause real quick just for thought process. Having 2 different maid-related episodes at minimum per one anime season, actually kind of wild. I don't know if we've had more than that, I'm just referring to this in Dandadan, but still crazy. Though, if I'm going to compare Rue to Momo with their outfits, Sorry, Momo. Rue got this one. After the whole display, you was just kind of left there like, okay, can I eat now? She doesn't know how to react. Okay. Honestly, I could understand that people probably do have that kind of mindset to them. Ah, then you had good timing. Pog! I mean, you two are already friends, so would make sense for you to be her choice. Well, wait. Shit, this is where the use of the word because it's her name gets awkward. Why is she what? You two are friends. Even if, like, you have some sort of weird love-hate relationship with you. To where it's like, yeah, now I'm kinda crushing on her as well, but also fuck her and everything she stands for. Just like in the cutaway gag. Love it. I mean, she is pretty cute. I don't know. Yeah, she wants the picture. I love how her coworker's just waving it in front of her face as if she's blackmailing her almost. Dork. Is that supposed to be the outro bit? It is the outro bit. Wait, we get to see... Do we get to see the others too? Or just her with her own thing going on? Okay, so it's literally just all a Rue appreciation outro. To which I don't actually have a problem with. Because... Hey, listen, like, right guys, I would appreciate if you didn't kick my ass for actually watching this outro. But it's a unique outro. It's not the same outro that plays every episode. So I kind of feel like I just want to... Well, that actually was kind of adorable. But now we get to the after credits comedy bit. At least I can say it's a comedy bit. That flashback for Suzu in last episode, that was less comedy, more plot. Okay, listen, I'm going to say the same thing I did earlier about in the last episode or in this episode, whatever it was about you. Clearly that weight is going to the best places possible. And, like, screw your morality stuff. You can't argue that that is the truth. Because, like... I mean, yeah, she puts on weight, but, like, if all of it goes to one of the two most important places, then... See, that much is factual. Right now. And then it's probably not going to be just because she had to jinx it. For one, it's not that bad. For two, I repeat, and again, fuck your morality of God damn! For three, it also goes to the butt a bit, so that's not so bad. For four, thick is not a terrible thing. And for five, and this is probably the most pertinent part of it, this is what I was referring to when I was having a clothing conversation about looking good on some people where it won't look good on other people. That looks great on her. Granted, if we're going into the morality talk, clothing like that probably shouldn't be sold to women under a certain age. But, again, that's on, you know, you feeling you and wanting to be cute or whatever, but also, that's an entirely different topic I won't get into. And again, just really nice after episode art. This one isn't even like to speak to a point of the episode, a point to, you know, someone in the episode being attractive or whatever. Okay, it kind of is because that's a very pretty photo. But just like is genuinely, let me try that again, a very pretty photo. Like the artist did well in that. And all around, I will give appreciation to the artists that do the stuff that I record on Yuri Monday. Like, regardless of the show that it has been from the beginning of me claiming it as such, beautiful, all of it. Like, Sumar at the food court even had great animation itself. Obviously, Watanabe is kind of the peak of Yuri Monday animation-wise, but this, there's so much about this that's just so damn good. Like, sure, they take a couple of silly tunes to it, but this specifically is so good. Speaking of attractive characters in the show, Also just reminded myself of, yeah, another show I'm not as well kept up to. This week's gonna be busy for me. That said, I do need to go do stuff for Star Rail, so this is me at the end of my binging. I will continue to record more of this either later in the week or next week after I record Watanabe. So that being said, let's get with the whole usual one as far as moral debacles go, eat my ass. But otherwise, if you have anything in mind to comment about the episode, something I've said, or anything like that, or any other shows, movies, etc. you should check out this season, next season, or in general, please don't forget to drop a comment, because it's highly appreciated and extremely helpful to the channel. In addition to hitting the like button, subscribing, ringing both bells, liking Facebook, following Twitter, and or did I say subscribing to the gaming channel? Well, now I did. Following Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Patreon, all that stuff. Patreon, get the unedited visual and audio, the stuff I upload here. You know, to an extent, they have no clue how to work with storage space, so I need new subscribers. But starting in October, the new subscriber I got recently can help me out there. But again, consistency is key. Speaking of, go follow Twitch, subscribe for benefits, can do so Twitch Prime for free, helps me out immensely for the temporary. This is for long term, you know how that is. Check out the playlist here, run through our conversations with the stuff within whatever, check out the video recommended to you by YouTube here, or if you're watching the smaller version, the bigger version to see what you missed. Until next time, been the Blazer King with King's Critiques, and ta for now. Peace.